What's up, guys? Welcome back to Among the Fence. I know it's been about 2 weeks since I've come out with a video, but don't worry, I didn't quit YouTube and I didn't ghost you guys. I actually just got really sick. Apparently I had a really bad cough and somehow it turned into vertigo, which was super duper fun, but I'm back. I'm not 100%, but I am feeling better and I'm ready to talk about some music now. And this video has been requested a lot and I'm finally getting around to it, but today we're going to do As I Lay Dying's Shaped by Fire. As I Lay Dying has been around since roughly the year 2000, and it's pretty agreeable that As I Lay Dying and Killswitch Engage kind of made metalcore what it is today. They made it popular, they brought it out of the underground, made it more mainstream, and basically inspired almost all of the bands that you hear today. Shaped by Fire is their 7th studio album, and it's been about 7 years since they came out with their last album, Awaken, which honestly, to me, is kind of their weakest album in terms of vocal performance. There's too many cleans in it for me, and it's just kind of weird compared to the rest of their catalog. But overall, most of their albums are pretty fantastic, and I would say An Ocean Between Us is probably their best album. It's the one that I heard first, it's the one that got me into them, and I'm sure it's probably the one that made everybody go crazy for them. In terms of songwriting, it just has the most amazing riffs. It has some amazing drum work. The production on it's super tight. The vocals are so great. It's a masterpiece as far as I Lay Dying is concerned. And again, that's not to say that their other albums weren't good, but Awaken is definitely my least favorite As I Lay Dying album. So when they announced that they were coming out with a new album, I was kind of excited, but at the same time a little worried because I didn't know if they were going to get back on track with doing the amazing work that they were doing before, or if they were going to continue whatever it was they did on that album. But then I saw the music video for My Own Grave and I was just so reassured because they did it. They got back on track. The music in it is exactly what I wanted, and I feel like most of the fans wanted too. It was fast, it was aggressive, the lyrics were phenomenal. It's just everything about it was good, including the vocal performance, which was kind of surprising because Tim wasn't really able to do anything over these past 7 years. I'm sure he practiced some, but I mean, he's been gone for a long time, and I'm just happy to see that not only did he keep what he had, but he managed to get better as well. Even though My Own Grave is amazing, my favorite song on the album is probably Undertow. It just has the heaviest, grooviest riff, and the vocal performance on it is again just staggering. It's just dirty vocals throughout the entire song, and I love it so much. And this goes for every song on the album, but in Undertow, the drums stand out so well. As a guitar player, it's kind of hard for me to focus on anything else other than the guitar. When I'm listening to a song or a new album for the first time, that's usually what stands out the most, and I really have to just kind of focus my attention in on everything else to be able to hear it. But on this album, man, the drums, you can't ignore them, even if you wanted to. And the first song on the album is kind of a slow build-up. It's called Burn to Emerge, and it basically kind of does a cliche for what As I Lay Dying does. If you have ever heard An Ocean Between Us, it's got this really cool kind of ambiance guitar riff playing in the background, and it builds up going into the second song, which is actually technically like the first song on the album. And Burn to Emerge goes straight into the song Blinded, and it's got a good riff to it, but it's just so stereotypically cliche rinse repeat feel to it. It's got this good riff, dirty vocals, and a clean chorus, and then another good riff with dirty vocals and a clean chorus, and it just kind of has a bridge and a solo, and it just feels like I've heard this before. And then the next song was the title track song, Shaped by Fire, which kind of left me a little disappointed just because it was almost exactly the same as Blinded, the song before it, and it just had a cool riff, it had a good guitar solo and good bridge, the vocals are amazing, the drum work was amazing, but it just wasn't, it just didn't sound like its own song. And honestly, that kind of sets the pace for this entire album. And I think that's the one reason why I like Undertow so much, is because it was so different. Just because the vocal style on it was different throughout the entire song. It was just dirty all the way through. And the clean singing on every single song during every single chorus just gets so repetitive and old and boring, and I don't even enjoy the clean vocals on this, and that's kind of weird because for As I Lay Dying, I usually enjoy their clean vocals, but I couldn't get into it. It was just kind of like chanty all the time. And it was just felt like I was listening to the same song over and over again. And that's not to say that any of these songs are bad, because honestly, they are all really good. The riffs are super fast. They're really heavy. They're very aggressive, again, with the vocals. But it's just, I wish they would have done something different with their song structure, or just done something a little bit different. Maybe sang clean in a verse and then had dirty vocals in the chorus, or had just a different hook. I don't know. Like I said, it's like listening to the same song over and over again. They even have the same kind of weird build-up that Burn to Emerge had, but instead of it being a minute long, it's only like 10 seconds long at the beginning of every single song. It starts out with all the instruments just super compressed, and then all of a sudden they break open and all the instruments come out hitting you, and then the vocals come in, and it's the same way every single time. And maybe on a song or two it sounds epic, but after 11 songs, it's kind of, I mean, couldn't you guys done something just a little bit different? Just a little bit different. And I know I just spent like a lot of time kind of just crapping on this entire thing, but it's not to say that I didn't enjoy it. It was just, it didn't hold my attention. I found myself, when I was listening to this, I have headphones on, and I just found myself not being able to pay attention. Like, I'm just sitting there, headphones on, looking around, and all of a sudden I'm like, shoot, I need to be listening to this. Like, it just wasn't holding my focus at all. In case if you guys were wondering why there was such a big break between the last two albums, is because the lead singer of the band, Tim Labisi, actually went to jail for, I think it was like 3 or 4 years or something like that, for trying to have his ex-wife or his then wife murdered back in 2013. And luckily the hitman he tried to hire was an undercover cop, thank God. And I would say almost every single song on this album is based on him going through the process he had to go through to be able to get just, not just the healing for himself, but getting forgiveness from others, and dealing with the depression, and just accepting himself and the things that he's done, and coming out of just the sadness and the sorrow. And it's neat because each song kind of represents that in a way, and you can see the sorrow and the depression and just him going through these things, but at the same time you could see the healing in it as well. And it makes every song feel very just emotional, but at the same time it carries the same theme in almost every song, which also made it kind of hard for it to hold my attention as well. And with all that said, I gotta give Shaped by Fire by As I Lay Dying a 6.7, just because I did enjoy it. The sound in the album is amazing. The mix and the production is the best that I've heard on any of their albums. The riff writing is good. It's very repetitive, but at the same time, they're sick riffs. They're freaking amazing. They're heavy. They're fast. Again, every song has a guitar solo, which kind of sounds the same, but they're not bad guitar solos. They're all amazing. The drum work is phenomenal throughout this entire thing. I feel like the drummer just kind of realized that maybe all these riffs sound the same, so he had to put in the extra work to add some variety to it, but damn, he did a good job. I want to know what you guys think. This is a popular album. I know a lot of you guys have already heard it, so go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What would you rate it? And go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what you want me to do next. Do you have a favorite band that's coming out with a new album, or is there a new single coming out? Again, leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and I'll make it happen for you. And if you enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notified whenever I do upload videos. Doing any of those things helps me out a ton, and I appreciate it more than you know. And I hope you guys have a good day or night or evening whenever you happen to be watching this, and I'll see you guys next time. I was